I feel like HoloLive has been a roller coaster of emotions lately. It's like you have amazing news, new debut, and then someone graduates, and then there's like more terrible news about aunties doing crazy stuff, and then there's good news, and then there's good news or not good news. I don't know yet. To be 100% honest with you guys, I'm going to cover this news, but I'm going to give you my personal opinion right at the beginning. I'm going to take the neutral Xing approach on this one, and well, obviously I'm not going to do nothing because I'm recording a video, but if I didn't have to record a video about this, and technically I don't have to, you know, because that's... anyways, that's really rambly. What I'm getting at is, despite recording a video, I'm going to take the neutral Xing approach on this, and that approach is to do nothing. Literally do nothing. I'm not hype about this. I'm not super concerned about it, but I'm going to watch and see where it goes. I'm a little concerned about it, though, to be honest. I mean, I'm trying to make a good analogy to Avatar right now, and it's kind of failing because I'm actively making a video while trying to refer to neutral Xing doing nothing, and oh well. Okay, so the point is, I don't know if this is going to be good or bad. I'm nervous about a HoloLive English VTuber debut, and it's a bit vague. I'll say if these English VTubers are just English-speaking Japanese people working out of Japan, which is the implication, I believe, because they're, I'm going to assume, still going to have to be using HoloLive offices to, you know, actually stream and all that, then it's probably not going to be too bad. Might be a cool thing. But if it's like actual American people, I mean, listen, a lot of the reason why people like the Japanese VTubers is because of the quirky humor, and to be quite honest, that we don't understand everything going on. It kind of leaves stuff to the imagination, and then you look back at the translations or whatever later, the clips that people generously make, and it's like, oh, that is what was going on, or that's not what was going on. It was totally wrong, but it's still funny and amazing and adorable or whatever. With English VTubers, it's going to take away some of that special flair. And the other concern I have as well is that HoloLive is expanding too quick. I worry that this is going to become like a trendy thing, and then it's gonna fall off. It's gonna fade. You know, the last number of months, especially with the world health situation, a lot of people have been getting into virtual YouTubers. But you see spikes like that. I'm going to make two examples that are really polarized examples, but Pokemon Go and Fortnite, for example, you see massive spikes in popularity and then massive falling off. Now, like I said, those are very extreme examples. HoloLive, despite being very popular, isn't on that level. But I still get concerned that that's the approach that they're going for here. Now, HoloLive has been around since about 2016, but like I said, 2020, the last number of months with everything going on with the world, it's really seen a spike in popularity. And I worry if they do too much too quick, people are going to lose interest quickly. As quickly as they gain interest, they'll lose it. Maybe not as quickly, because that rabbit hole can be quite crazy. But I do worry people might lose interest. Let's read the news, though. At long last, VTuber group HoloLive English is set to debut. Activities officially commence today, September 9th. The new members will hold their first YouTube streams back-to-back across 2 days, September 12th and 13th. Cover Core is pleased to announce HoloLive Productions' first VTuber group created for the English-speaking world, HoloLive English. The core concept of the HoloLive English group is VTubers who hail from worlds of legend, HoloLive English myth. The 5 members set to debut are... Ninome Inanis, Kiara Takanashi, Emilia Watson, Calliope Mori, and Guragar. Whoa, okay, that's a Guragar. Guar. Okay, they will be active on Twitter starting from today, September 9th, and will hold their debut streams back-to-back on Saturday, September 12th, and Sunday, September 13th, Japan time. Here's Watson being all detective on her Twitter account. Gar's first tweet is just A. I think that's my favorite one. Inanis has a cute little animation. I don't think there's any audio or anything. I have the sound up. Maybe I'm just, terrible at this. Kiara's just very excited, I believe. That's an expression of excitement, of a lot of excitement. And Callio doesn't even know what's going on. Doesn't know where she is. Anyways, let's go back to the popularity discussion. Spikes of popularity. I guess it's like a SWOT analysis. Strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats, right? So it's kind of a two-sided coin, right? The popularity with HoloLive could be considered a strength. However, you could also see it as a potential weakness because, again, there could be a massive falling off of interest if they hype this stuff up too much too soon. Maybe I could also be totally wrong about that. But this is something I've seen happen time and time again with things that are trendy, whether it is just literal trends or companies enacting on a trend or, this sort of thing. So here we have a chart from Google Trends for the search term HoloLive. Every point of data on this chart is going to represent 1 week of, well, just 1 week time period. So you can see here, going back 12 months, HoloLive was having a low interest in comparison to where we're really currently at. You can see this really started to take off right around June and July of 2020. Starts taking off every week, getting more and more popular. A little decrease at the latter part of August, and then it came right back around with the highest search volume apparently between August 30th and September 5th, which is just the other week. So I do believe that HoloLive, based off the data, not just Google Trends, but seeing what people are talking about on social media like Twitter and YouTube and all sorts of data, right? I do believe that HoloLive is currently in a strong position. They're still extremely popular right now. They're still on the come up, you could even say. However, you don't know what the future holds. This very well might be the ultimate spike. This period right now, last week and this week, this might be the height of HoloLive's career for all we know. Next week, it might start downtrending, and from that point forward, it's just less and less popular. Now, I don't believe that to be the case. That seems highly unlikely. I think it will continue to gain popularity for now. But again, I will default to going back to the neutral Jing approach when they're doing so many updates like this. Like, again, we just had news about Gen 5, and then Allo and that whole situation, the additional protections. Now they're announcing English VTubers. By the way, I just noticed that there are other pages on this forum. This happened to me yesterday too when I was going over their document. I didn't realize that. You see, if you scroll over it, it shows you that there's more pages, but you don't see that unless you scroll over it. So anyways, I'm going to flip through these pages. It talks about the virtual YouTubers, the new ones, some more. And as we flip through this, I'll just continue discussing where we left off, circling back to the information regarding, or lack of information rather, regarding if the talent are indeed Japanese people who speak English, or if they are English people who also speak Japanese. Although, again, I assume it is people based out of Japan because I assume that they have to go to HoloLive's offices. But that would be interesting. And of course, there are already English-speaking virtual YouTubers out there. I'm friends with a few of them. But there's no like official HoloLive virtual YouTuber agency for English-speaking virtual YouTubers and all that. And to be quite frank, I don't know if there needs to be. HoloLive is a different situation because it's based out of Japan and they have these offices. And, you know, as I mentioned in other videos discussing the whole Allo situation, there are massive benefits that people get signing up with HoloLive. There are also cons. You have a revenue split. You got to do things how they want you to do, how the contract pertains, and that sort of thing as well. But there are massive benefits. For example, you get to go down to the offices and use their equipment. You get the prestige of being a part of HoloLive. You get to use their brand, essentially. And their brand certainly has strength right now. I mean, you know, man, you see that popularity. So you get to be a part of the prestige. You get to be a part of HoloLive. You don't have to build a channel up from scratch. You don't have to know what it's like to stream to like 0 or maybe 1 viewer for hours and hours every single day, struggling for weeks and months to gain some sort of traction and maybe getting that number to raise to 5 or 10 viewers. And, you know, keep going on with examples of how this is. You guys know how the struggles are. You see it. It's very easy to find this stuff. You go to Twitch, scroll through, or whatever. Compare building a streaming channel up the normal way, so to speak, and compare that to like a HoloLive debut stream. And it's just a massive difference. So much so that you can't even really compare it. It's that much of a difference in terms of starting out as a streamer. Really night and day, apples and oranges, blah, blah, blah. Now, going back to the topic of English VTubers, and we'll end on this note, the concern with me there, and again, I'm friends with a number of English VTubers. They're awesome. But I will say, and I'm not calling out anyone in particular for a number of reasons, because that's just childish and silly. The only reason I'm bringing this part up is because I talk about business. And if we're talking about strengths and weaknesses, well, just being honest, from a business perspective, I think a major weakness of potential talent from the Western English community is that they are too into drama. They're too into drama and not into the work. And I see that as a massive polarization from the Japanese community, at least from what I've seen looking from the outside in. It seems like the Japanese community for virtual YouTubers is massively focused on the product, on the stream, on the entertainment. And it seems like some of the English community is into too much drama. And I'll leave it there. Actually, no, I'm going to say one last thing on that note. There are certainly also Japanese people that are way too much into the drama. As I mentioned in the HoloLive video yesterday, I've been sent a number of Japanese paparazzi-esque websites where they are just all about drama with virtual YouTubers. It's really weird stuff. But even so, I still think it's not on the level of people in the West that are into drama and gossip and this sort of thing, at least in my opinion. Those are potential concerns I have and, you know, potential strengths as well, I suppose. We'll see where this all plays out. And again, going back to neutral Xing, let me end with this, because I think it's a little bit of a contradiction. And I really like neutral Xing so much. It's been really awesome for me to think about. And I've talked about in other videos, rambly here and there. In doing nothing with neutral Xing, you're not actually doing nothing. It's more so that your physical body is doing nothing. For example, firebending is positive Xing, right? You're actively on the offense. You're actively going out and trying to achieve what you're going for. You have negative Xing, which is like waterbending, where you're actively on the defensive. You're actively reacting and defending. And you have neutral Xing, which is you doing nothing. But again, it's not that you're really doing nothing. It's more so that your physical body's doing nothing. You're just standing there. What's actively doing a whole heck of a lot is your mind. You're actively observing your surroundings, taking in information, and patiently waiting for the opportune moment. And maybe you're planning out that moment. Maybe you have X number of contingencies as well. But you're taking in information, you're waiting, you're planning. That's neutral Xing to me. Anyways, thanks for hearing me ramble about that stuff. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you for the next one. Peace.